Okay, so in part 2, in a whole series of hope that will talk or explain what love is in the Jewish philosophy from the right point of view, and we dedicated a lot of time last time to explain that there is a huge difference between the way the world look at love and how the Torah look at it. I'm not going to repeat the entire shiur of the entire class of last week. I just will say the main things. In order to understand what love is a basic, is a very basic need of a human being. In order to understand this, we have to understand what human being is. And what we say basically last time, that if you analyze the psukim in the Torah, you could see that Hashem in the beginning created Adam. Adam created from two opposite entities. The body is material, the neshama, the soul, is spiritual. They are not natural partners. Hashem put them together, and this is a human being. And the reason that he did it is in order for us to have room for our main job in life. When Hashem created Adam, it says that Hashem created Adam in his image. Again, without going to all the details, his image meaning some similarity between exclusive to the man, to the mankind, to Hashem. And this some similarity is actually Hashem is the creator. Everything in the universe are the creatures. When Hashem create human being, he said, I want to create a creator. And in this way, it will be similar to me. What he have to create after everything is created already? He have to create himself. And in order for him to create himself, Hashem gave him or made him out of those two opposite things, the material, the physical material, and the spiritual, which are, again, are not natural partners, and he has to work them to work them together in harmony. That's the job of the human being. Now, after Hashem created Adam, he created Chava, and he separated Chava from Adam, and now we have four things. Hashem created Chava by created her out of one of the sides or the bones or part of the physical body of Adam. He gave her, according to the Kabbalah, half of his neshama too. So we have two bodies, two neshamas, and all of those four should be one. This is the goal. That's actually the last pasuk over here. Al ken yazov, after Hashem took Chava from Adam, therefore, a person should leave his father and his mother and cling to his wife and become one. So the purpose, the goal is to create one unit out of those two bodies and two parts of the same soul. Actually, even the bodies, two parts of the same body. In the original, they were one. And this year, I want to emphasize something that we mentioned last time, but we didn't get to it. Now is the time. And those are those two words. Eselo ezra kenegdo. So let's go back a little bit. In the first chapter, it says that when Hashem created Adam, he created him in his image. Male and female created him. Hashem created them male and female. The meaning is, the image of God is a female and a male and a female. When you go to the second chapter, we see over here that actually it was a process. In the beginning, Hashem created Adam by himself, just the male, Afar min Adama nishmat chayim, This is in verse number 7. When you jump to verse number 18, you see that Hashem looked at this creature that he created, a body and a soul, Adam, and he's saying without explaining, no good. No good. Lo tov להיות האדם לבדו. No explanation why. But it's not good. In order to make the not good good, what I should say, I should do, Hashem said, אעשה לו עזר כנגדו. Now forget the translation. See the original. אעשה לו עזר כנגדו. עזר in Hebrew is a very positive notion. Ezer is to help. לעזור, to help. כנגדו has two meanings in Hebrew. Or alongside of him, לצידו, or לנגדו, against him. Against him. But according to the last one, if it's against him, it seems a contradiction. Because Ezer is to help. Against is just the opposite of help. It seems so. There is something very deep in this, and that's the thing that I want to discuss today. As we said, and this is important, the mission or the project or the job of the human being here in this world is to create himself. We got a potential, we got a body that no one chose for us, even not us for us. No one chose his body, no one chose his parents, no one was asked, you want to be born? She just here. With those set of equipments, not the body and not the soul, are for your choose, to choose what body you want, what soul you want. Those are just given to you. Now, just yesterday I saw in the news that one guy in India want to go to court, to take his parents to court, why they bring him to this world. That is India. But of course it sounds ridiculous, right? But the fact is that we didn't choose anything about ourselves when we were born. Not what time in the history, where on the globe, who will be our parents, what will be our DNA. Those are given things to us, which means that's not who we are. In Hebrew, in every language, when I want to talk about me, in Hebrew I say ani. In English you say I. But where is this I? Who is I? Think about it. You'll see it's going to take you to a place that you will not expect in the beginning. Who am I? Am I my body? No. Because see how I talk about it? My body. It means that there is an owner, that this body is his, like my car. My car is not me, it's a possession. That I'm the owner, right? So my body, including my heart, including my mind, including everything in my body is not me. It's mine. Okay, so who's me? Maybe my neshama. Maybe my soul, right? No. Why? In the morning, if you open the siddur, you'll see that one of the first things that you say in the morning, מודה אני לפניך שהחזרת בי נשמתי. So there is a bi and then nishmati. You gave me my neshama. Or Elokai neshama shenatata bi tehorai. You gave me my neshama. You gave who? Me. Who's me? You gave me my neshama. Who's me? The body? We said that the body is not me, and the neshama is not me. So where am I? Who am I? What do you mean I? Who is the I? Think about it. And concentrate. It's very deep. In Hebrew, I is ani. Those letters, Aleph, Nun, Yud, ani. Those letters, in a different order, you can make out of them the word ayin. Ayin is ain. Ayin is something that you cannot find. Ayin. Ayin, no. Ayin is not, is ain. But something that not exists. It's just a play with the letters. The answer is no. You have to know that Hashem himself called Ani. One of the names of Hashem are Ani. It says at the end of the Torah in Sefer Devarim in Parashat Ha'azinu, at the end of the Shirat Ha'azinu, Moshe Rabbeinu says, he speaks about the end of days, and he says the following pasuk: Re'u ata ki ani ani hu ve'en elokim imadi. So Hashem speaks about himself, and he said, Re'u ata, now you will realize, now meaning then, at the end of days, Re'u ata, now you will realize, ki ani ani hu, that who is the same. There is twice ani, and it's related to Hashem, and he said, Re'u ata ki ani ani hu. So Hashem called ani. And Hashem is above any grasp or understanding. We talked about this long last time. You cannot give Hashem real name, because name is a definition, and the essence of Hashem is behind any limits, so we could not grasp it or understand it. So Hashem, for us, from our point of view, is not something that you could pinpoint. Therefore, for us, it's like ayin, like same way with the eye. So let me discover or tell you where is the eye? Where is the eye? Me is not my body, because my body is my body. Me is not my neshama, because my neshama is my neshama. Where am I? I'm the point that connect the body and the neshama. There is the eye. The eye is the connection between the body and the neshama. The meaning of this is the following. At this point, you cannot pinpoint. The meaning of this is the following. As we said, body and soul are two different entities, and actually they just the opposite in every aspect. Both of them, by themselves, are something that we could call robots, meaning they have an essence. The essence has a tendency, and the tendency is the way it works. And the rules are not are dictate to each one of the entities, and it comes from the essence of it. Any physical thing is limited by time and space, has a rule of physicality, and in a way we could say that all the physical elements in the universe are robots. They had to behave according to they're pre-programmed. They don't have conscious or free will. They just pre-programmed, and this is the laws of nature that dictate for them how to exist, behave, quote, right? Same way, the spiritual entities in the universe has laws of the nature of the spirituality, and those laws are dictating them what to do, how to do, what to do. Human being is very, very different from every other creature that Hashem created, the physical or the spiritual, because Hashem combined two robots together. The physical is a physical robot when it's by itself. The spiritual is a spiritual robot when it's by itself. When they're combined, there is a room for the one that include both of them to decide. Let me give you an example. I want to eat, right? Who's talking? The body, the physical. Every lion, every dog has the same demand, request from his body. So what's a lion do when he's very hungry? Just get food the way it is and eat it. Human being could behave like a lion, but something very weird going to happen. Imagine that a human being sees something and he sees some food, some kind of food, and he's very hungry, and he was about to just grab it. Then some strange voice somewhere inside of him will tell him, listen, it's not yours. You cannot steal it. Then you'll find a very interesting dialogue inside. But I'm hungry, says the lawyer of the body. So what if you're hungry? Says the other voice. You're not a stealer. You're not a thief. You cannot take it. And it will be some argument. And at the end, one will win. Depend. If you're more a person of principles and moral, even if you're hungry, you will not eat it because it's not yours. If you're very hungry and less care about morality, you say, okay, you know what, I'll be moral different time. Now I'm hungry. Or this is a human dilemma, Jewish dilemma. I'm very hungry. There is delicious food. It's not kosher. So again, you find a conflict in between something going on inside you. I'm hungry, said the body. It's not kosher, said the Jewish neshama. See the fight? You have to decide between both of them. So it seems like we have here three things: the body, the soul, and the decision maker. The decision maker is the I. And every decision that I ever get in my life is the blocks, the building that you build your personality. Either the physical win or the spiritual, sometimes the physical, sometimes the spiritual. The final building is the building that you build during your life. And this is the meaning that Hashem created us as creators, to create ourselves. And we are the only one who has free will. Angels doesn't have free will. They are spiritual robots. Animals or physical, just other things, also has no free choice. They are physical robots. Only the human being could have a dilemma between those two. And whatever that you will choose, that's another brick in the wall of his personality. Okay? Now, Hashem created Adam, a body and a soul. It seems like it's enough. It's good for the project. You have the body, will take you this way. You have the soul, will take you this way. It's good, right? But Hashem said, no, it's not good. Lo tov heyot Adam le'ado. It's not good. I should make for him what the Torah says, ezer kenegdo, which is the wife. What is the wife? Is the body and the soul. So instead of two things that has a dilemma between both of them, my body and my soul, now I have my wife body and my wife's soul. And the project is to make all this unit work together. Now, what is the benefit of this? Why Hashem says it's not enough, it's not good when Adam is by himself, and how the not good will be good when will be the ezer kenegdo. Okay, so the thing is the following. When we are alone. And remember, no one was born married for a reason. We were born body and soul. For a while we have to grow up, double meaning, with both. Try to understand the conflict between the body and the soul, and wisely make harmony between them. But it's not enough. You have at certain age to know that you still lack, you still need a spouse. What is the benefit? You know, to get married, I had a friend who are really, really knowledgeable and experienced in advising couples. World well known. So he once told me that to get married is the most ridiculous, stupid act that anyone could do. And the reason is the following. Men and women, a man and a lady, the Gemara says there are two different nations, two different kinds of people. They could not see eye to eye anything. Take a couple who went to an event, a husband and a wife. Could be bar mitzvah, could be a marriage, a wedding, could be whatever. Could be just a party. Interview them after they come back. Where were you? What did you see? You'll get that they were in two different places. Two different events. Everyone see it from different angle. It seems like, what? How come I didn't see what you see? I was there. No. So men and women are two. So that's okay. Now look how ridiculous it is. Take the closest person to you. Who could be the most closest person to you? Your brother. You have the same parents, very close mentality, very close DNA, right? Imagine that your brother, that you like, you have good relationships, right? Will ask you, I want you to sign for me a contract. I want to do a deal with you. From now to the next 60 years, I want you to be my roommate. Will you do that? Will you do that with your own brother? Just to be a roommate?
Find him a wife.
For 60 years? Why? No, I want freedom. I don't want to be... I want to have my own life, my own room, my own house. Why do I have to... Right? When you get married, you made a contract with your wife-to-be, with your husband-to-be, to live together at least 60 years. That's what you wish. Until 120, okay? You're going to live in the same room, but it's just starting over here. Every time you go out of the room, you have to explain where you're going. For how long, with who you talked. Who was your friends? Your telephone calls should be supervised by your partners. You have to be completely crazy to do it. Why? So aside from all of this, you're a man and she's a lady. You're not thinking together. You're not feeling together. You see the world from different... Why to do it? It's crazy. There is no way that it's going to succeed. After a few days, you're going to explode. And if not, something not good with you. You have to see a doctor. What do you mean? And yet people do that. And yet Hashem wants us to do this. Now let me tell you why. one of the side benefits. The side benefits of marriage, and actually it's not that side benefit. You'll see later. When you live alone, you have your own house, room, I don't know. You wake up every morning or every afternoon, depends how obligated you to work. You go to work, you go outside, you meet people. When you meet people, you subconsciously or sometimes consciously want to make impression of them, who you are, right? Now, if you're not completely naive and ignorant and stupid, you know that you have some qualities in your personality, everyone has. But if you're honest, you know that you have some shortcomings too, right? Everyone has. This is the meaning to be human being. We are not angels. No one is perfect. When you go out, meet people, in work, wherever, of course, naturally, you're not going to present your shortcomings to them. You know what is my business card? Business card mentions my qualities, not my shortcomings. And that's what you do in order to make a good impression. But sometimes this impression is wrong. People, if you're a good actor, people will think of you much higher than you really are, than you really is, right? But that's the way it works. We are here in America. America, I said that, I'll tell you a personal story. Usually those kind of things are remembered from a personal stories. I was born in Israel. I came here when I was close to 30, first time. All my life in Israel, I heard about America, America, America. That's the, you know, the big place, the freedom, all the possibilities. So when I came here, I developed a lot of expectation from America. And when I came, I was in completely culture shock, of course. You see the big America compared to the small Israel. Then, slowly but surely, I realized that the image of America in my eyes is wrong. One little story. Of course, after, I don't know how long, I had to go to Manhattan, right? Everyone who comes to America should see Manhattan. So I came to Manhattan, I saw this huge skyscrapers. I was very impressed. I don't remember exactly where was it. The people who were with me to show me the city took me to one of the buildings, and it was big rooms, kind of museums or something. I don't remember what was it. It was many years ago. It was in the middle of the room was two huge poles that looks to me in my eyes like, yeah, I know this kind of poles in the middle that hold the buildings. I know them from Israel, from, you know, the archaeological things. It seems very impressive. So they explained something about this, and then we continued, and while I was going, I just leaned on one of those poles. I felt that something is weird. I knocked it. It was a sound of a wood. It looks to me like a stone, but it was not a stone. It looked like a stone, but it was wood. It's empty inside. I thought it's a massive stone, like I know from Israel, right? And then I learned my first few lessons about America. America is all about image, how it looks from outside. Inside, not necessarily there is something. And later on I learned that America in Hebrew is Amaleka. It's an empty nation. America. And what's so sad about this? It's a culture. It's a culture. I remember when I was a kid, I didn't see so many movies. But I remember as a kid seeing some movie and didn't understand. I could not understand it. And it came from the same naiveness. I saw in the movie about a car racing and hit a building, crashed into the building, the wall crashed, the car was inside without any damage almost to the car. And remember, we're talking about the 60s, 70s, the cars were really massive. I couldn't understand this. Wall should be from a concrete. A car that goes crashed. I never knew that in America they build buildings different than in Israel. The buildings over here are actually a sukkahs. Empty. Here, nothing. It just look inside, it's empty.
Cardboard.
Empty. And this is not walls. This is the culture. This is the entire culture. The first thing that you learn here in America and in the Western world today, if you want to be successful in business, very important, PR, public relations. You learn it. You learn it in university. People do a degree on this. How to make impression. If you have a business, you do not have good advertising. People do not know about you, you nothing. If you have nothing, but people knows about you, you're something. So you have to invest in advertising. Not necessarily that anything behind them could be empty, but what's important is not what there is, but what people think about what you have. Now, this is a lie. This is a whole lie, and people got professional in this. And that's what you have to, that you learn from very little age. So how it's influenced, or how it could ruin your personality. You're going out of your house, and you go to make impression that not fit what you really are. And you do it successfully, meaning you tricked everyone, and because you're so successful at this, sometimes you could fool yourself too. You know theoretically that you have shortcomings, but because you used to sell yourself with the qualities, either there are true or not, you forget about your shortcomings. You say, you know what, one day I'll have to take care of it. And then you forget about it, and then you convince yourself that there are not exist. You're so good, you're so perfect. You could live like this all your life until you got married. And this is the benefit of the Ezer Kenegdo. When you get married, you're transparent to your spouse. You're transparent to your spouse. You live in the same room. You know her, she knows you. You cannot hide. Now the question, what are you going to do with this? And that by itself, for people who do not want to change, a good reason why not to get married. But if anyone knows that they need to change for good, they need to be better, they have to get married. Because that's the only tool to help you. Now, what is real love? Real love is to really care about the other person. The true love, in many cases, you know, when the world was normal, today everything is insane. But when the world used to be normal, the true love is the love between parents and their children. No, the children. The true love that you give into someone else aside from you. Children. Normal parents, and again, today it's not that simple, it's not automatic. There are so many confused people, and I say it nicely. Normal father, normal mother love their children. Now again, if those parents are not completely naive and stupid, they know that their kids are a big gift that God gave them, but it's a responsibility too. It's a small chokhmah. It's not a big deal to bring children to the world. Every dog do that. To raise them and educate them, this is the mission. To raise them as a good human beings, this is a big mission. Now again, if you are a parent and you have children and you love your children, but you're not stupid, you should know that for sure your children has some attributes, good attributes, gifts. Every human being Hashem gave set of gifts, of good things. But nobody's perfect, including not your children that you love. So if you really love your children, you have to realize, develop and encourage their good attributes. You have to build them. You have to help them to build it and develop it. But, not less important than that, be aware of their shortcomings. And because you love them, you do not want to put them down because of their shortcomings, but you want to help them to overcome their shortcomings and grow. You have to realize the shortcoming, because if not, you're not loving them. Ignoring the shortcomings is not right. And it's your responsibility to try to do whatever you could in order to help them. So you have to realize the shortcomings and deal with them. Try to help them to overcome them. This is a real love. Now look how stupid are people who already got married. Behave. Again, if you're not stupid, you know that your spouse has a lot of qualities. Therefore, you chose to marry her or marry him. Right? Because of their qualities. If you'd never find any quality, you probably will end those relationships. For sure not getting married. If you got married, meaning you realize that there is something good in your spouse that's worth for you to marry her or marry him. But if you're not stupid, you know that no one is perfect. And anyone who has good attributes, good qualities, has also some shortcomings. What stupid people do? They marry the spouse because of the good qualities. They think, you know what, the shortcomings everyone has, we'll deal with this. That you say before you got married. When you got married, then you take the qualities for granted, and slowly but surely the shortcomings grow and become bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's impossible to live with you anymore. What happened? You should know before you got married that your spouse is not an angel. You should know. You should know the shortcomings and ask yourself before you sign the contract that you're ready to deal with them. You're ready to deal with them. If not, don't get married. When you realized it and you signed the contract, from now on, you have to, because you love your spouse so much, deal with your spouse, with her or with him, the same way you will deal with your children. If you realize the shortcomings, don't put them in the drawer in order to take them one day to court. Be aware of them, and because you love them, try to work with them to overcome it. And you know what? You're not just helping her. She's not just helping you. You both in the same situation. You have shortcomings and she has shortcomings. And true love is to deal with those from both sides with love, not with the attitude of putting down. This is the Ezer Kenegdo. The Kenegdo is the one who could really see your shortcomings that you try to hide or ignore. put them up in order to deal with them. This is the ezer of the kenegdo. That will make the human being good. Without it, it's not good. It's not good to be alone, because if you're alone, you're missing a lot of things. One of them, you're not developing. You could live with your shortcomings to the last day of your life. It's a waste. You have to deal with them. I'm not saying that to get married is just to take a psychiatrist or a psychologist to help you. It's not just, but it's a side benefit, but it's a main benefit also. It's a side benefit, but actually this is the way to grow. This is the purpose of life, to build yourself, to create yourself. There is a lot more in this, but I think today, let's just summarize with this. Ezer Kenegdo. Ezer Kenegdo meaning it's to help you from seeing, because from your point of view, sometimes it's hard to see who you really are. Not just for bad, even for good. From different perspective, there is more objective way to see you and to help you to see yourself in the right way. And when the attitude is love, is to give to each other, that will be the most amazing system. But you could twist it. You could take it and be so cruel to your spouse, the way, unfortunately, it's happening, because people do not want. People are lazy. People do not want to work on themselves. They have demand from the entire world, but from themselves. And that way they end up alone, lonely, and with depression, with all of these things, when you could be happy, but it requests, it's demand a work. It's demand a obligation from you to work on yourself, on your family, on the unit called Adam. And Adam is B'Tselem Elokim. And as we said last time, Elokim is different powers that goes from here to here, from here to here. Elokim. That B'Tselem Elokim is male and a female. Okay, that will be for today's shir. Next time we'll continue with, there is a lot more to speak about, but that will be for now, for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi Kalazan.
Beautiful.
This is the English part.